was a little girl, I've loved homemade yogurt. My mum used to make it for me when I was small. So let me show you how to make it. We're gonna get a pot going on a low heat. And to that, I'm going to add, let's say, 2 cups, maybe 3, of milk. I'm using half fat milk. I'm then also going to put into that some mixed powdered milk. So I'm going to add 3 parts water to 1 part powdered milk. So let's just pop that in there. Okay, and then of course I'm gonna mix it all up. Get the powdered milk fully sort of combined into there. And what you want to do is sort of cook the milk on a medium to low heat so that it doesn't sort of boil over and you lose all of your milk. So I'm going to leave that. And I'm going to show you how to make homemade muesli, which is a really wonderful kind of breakfast thing to have. So I've got some cranberries, I've got some dried dates, I've got some Brazil nuts and some almonds. You can have hazelnuts if you like, and of course oats are extremely important. So in my spectacular bowl, I'm gonna just chuck in some dates which I've chopped up. I'm also gonna put in, let's say, like a handful of cranberries, maybe more. Then I'm going to put in some nuts. Now I'm going to blitz the nuts a little bit up here. These are whole Brazil nuts and some whole almonds. And I'm basically just going to blitz them in the whizzer. Oops, let me get this thing on. All right, blitz them in the whizzer just to get them chopped a little bit. Excellent. So I've got my nuts. What I want to do is just chuck in, if you're a nut lover, chuck in some nuts. And I've got some brown sugar here, which I'm also going to add. So I'm going to just put in, you know, nice thing about muesli is whatever you like, right? Some brown sugar and some oats. Basically, I'm going to throw in quite a lot of oats because this is sort of the substance of the cereal. Right. And what you want to do is get it all mixed up. And there you have, effectively, this is muesli. Now, I really like combining yogurt with muesli and a little bit of milk, and you leave it in the fridge overnight and it gets all soggy and sappy and it's completely scrummy. So I'm actually going to continue adding a little bit to this. So put this aside and let's check the milk. So that's cooked now, and I've left it to cool until the point where it feels okay for me to sort of dip my finger into the milk. There's no discomfort, but it's still quite warm. So I'm going to get an insulated thermos, and into this I'm going to put some yogurt. This is what we call a yogurt culture. It's just plain natural yogurt with nothing added. And this is what sort of gets the yogurt going when you're making it yourself. So I'm going to put in a good tablespoon of yogurt into my flask. And then I'm going to add a little bit of milk. And then, oh gosh, somewhat messy process. I'm going to give it a stir just to combine the yogurt culture that I've got in there with the warm milk. And then I'm just going to pour the rest of the milk into the flask. It's important that your milk is the right temperature, the right warmth. If it's too hot, it'll kill the culture. And if it's not hot enough, it'll do nothing to the culture. So if you can imagine kind of yeast how that works in warm sugared water. That's sort of what we're doing with yogurt. So I'm going to put the lid on. I'm basically going to leave that for about 6 to 8 hours. And when I open it, hopefully I'll have yogurt. So that's a sort of yogurt. Now, here are some that I made earlier. And I'm going to show you how to make a really lovely savory sauce with this yogurt. In Greece, they make something called tzatziki, which is made with mint and cucumber. Now, I'm going to do a sort of my version of tzatziki without cucumber because I want to put it on a piece of chicken. So this is going to be just some plain yogurt, quite a lot of plain yogurt, to which I'm going to add, I have here some dried mint, so I'm just going to throw in a good sized pinch of dried mint. And I also have some really lovely fresh mint. Now, fresh mint is kind of hard to find sometimes, so if you can't find it, just use the dried mint. Then I'm going to put in a pinch of salt, like about so, 2 pinches, and a little bit of lime juice or lemon juice, whichever you like. Give it a squeeze. And then I'm going to add a bit of garlic, a nice size sort of pinch of garlic, not too much because you don't want it to overpower that wonderful kind of mint that you have going. So a pinch of minced garlic, and there you have a really scrummy and delicious yogurt sauce that you can put on chicken. You can put it on grilled beef if you feel like it. It's really great on grilled beef, and it's just a lovely kind of cool, soothing thing to add to something quite savory and spicy. So I'm going to add some, into my little bowl that I've got some muesli. I'm going to put a little bit of milk. I like to add some milk to help the sort of oats get nice and soft overnight. Some milk, maybe like a cup or a half cup. And then I'm going to put in quite a lot of yogurt. Remember, we've put in some brown sugar in here, as well as we've got all the sort of sweet dried fruits. So you don't need to have any more sweetener, really. So we're going to give it a good old stir. What you want to do is put some plastic wrap on this, put it in the fridge, leave it overnight, and you'll have the most wonderful, delicious, healthy, scrummy breakfast.